Just impacted with Sabbath when I was at school. So a mate of mine used to go around his house and play chess, and he used to play all these albums in the background, Sabbath and Jethro Tull and all kinds of stuff, all different stuff, King Crimson, all different stuff. And I remember hearing these songs and these different bands, and Sabbath in particular was like, wow, these riffs and amazing, And anyway, I borrowed the albums from him. And that's what inspired me to not just Sabbath, but lots of other albums. But that's one of the albums, Paranoid, and the first album that made me want to play.
I first heard Black Sabbath as a teenager. There was a kid in my high school who had his own apartment. He was from another town, had to leave. And so it was odd that this kid lived on his own. But he played War Pigs for me, and I made him play it for 5 hours straight. It just blew my mind. I was completely, floored.
I remember my buddy Tommy, we were in art class in, had to be like 6th grade or whatever. I think we were like 12 years old at the time. But I remember he had the skull, like a jawless skull, which is basically like Scully in Black Label now. It's just a jawless skull with a lightning bolt going through it, and it said Black Sabbath 666 or whatever. And I was like, oh, wow, that's cool. I was like, what is that? And he goes, oh, it's this band my older brother listens to him. I was like, oh, wow. So I never even heard it, just because it looked cool.
I was in grade school, and some kid brought the record into the gym where we were doing pull-ups. And I think it was We Sold Our Souls for Rock and Roll, with that kind of crazy album cover. And I remember being literally afraid. And I saw another album cover at a mall, some kid had it. I was afraid for my soul, and yet darkly compelled to find out what the music was about.
I remember my mother, we were at the mall. My mom was like, you can get a record if you want to get a record. So I was like, oh, awesome. So I said, I picked out We Sold Our Souls for Rock and Roll because it's a double album. Just being such an asshole. So, instead of just getting a single record, I made sure it was the double. So
decision with Tool, nothing's easy. Nothing is a simple decision of just yes, let's go. It always ends up being something difficult. So I didn't think it was going to happen. But then everybody was like, yeah, let's do it. Like, oh, okay. Let's do it then. Come on, guys, this is it. Yeah. The reason I'm on a stage at all is because of Black Sabbath's first album.
It's a huge fucking deal to be able to get up there and be invited by Ozzy and Sharon to do that is just such a huge honor. Just such a huge honor.